Tonight on Kutsime.
What's up, ladies? Y'all looking
How
very,
you doing?
very beautiful this morning.
Thank you.
You're all in white. Hallelujah. Oh, y'all look like the Charlie's Angels vibe right now. What's going on?
Exactly. Like we got this on lock.
So
Don't
dope.
mess. Don't mess.
It's that time again. Grab the crew and let's chat.
From the
Pommy accents to, getting it up and running in the diaspora, it's not all doom. What's up, guys? Welcome to Kutsime Ikamangupeki, and I am here with my girls. Where my girls at? I'm here with Honey Boo Boo and Natasha. But before we get into today's topic, I just want to check with the girls. Jani, how was the weekend? How's life on these social media streets with all the feedback?
Well, on the streets they say I'm winning. Number 4 is winning.
Number 4 is winning. Natasha?
Well, we're definitely, I wouldn't say happy for the haters, but the haters are there. Okay,
They help us.
we need those. Please don't go away. We need you. We need you. But we're definitely happy that our love is on top. You know, the comments that are coming out, stay true to what you do. We loved this, we loved that. So yeah, I'm happy about that.
Awesome. So thank you so much for keeping the love on top. So to continue the conversation with us or following us, here are the hashtags and the handles that you need to follow. On Instagram, we are at Kutsime Talk Show. On Facebook, Kutsime We Meet, We Talk. And on Twitter, yes, I said Twitter, Sikona, because our ancestors are strong and they have a strong backbone. Like, I can feel can you hear the African music in the background? You know, just for the support. And make sure every time when you post anything to do, you just put hashtag Kutsime. Right, who's ready to get into today's topic?
Let's get into
to
it.
get talking. We're talking about living in the diaspora. The diaspora.
And Bex, when you say the diaspora, please explain. Because, a lot of us think diaspora is overseas.
It's just UK.
Yeah, or America. Yeah. But really get into
Diaspora, a lot of people think diaspora is just UK.
Just UK.
Just UK.
Or those 13-hour flights. Or those 13-hour flights. No, I go diaspora. All right, so diaspora basically means a scattered population across borders. So you've got a scattered population from Zimbabwe, and they go and settle in South Africa.
South Africa diaspora?
Diaspora, my mwana. Yes, so it's not only UK, America, Canada, Aussie, all those things. But then again, there's reasons why these people move. Yes. And there's reasons why they end up staying there, and also reasons why they come back. Now, some like to call them reasons, I like to call them push factors. Yes. So there's a lot of push factors that end up affecting certain decisions, and then people decide, I want to just go and move and live in the diaspora, and then it's just like, whoa, life is different. You call them in a month, accent has changed.
I've picked up the accent you just used just now.
No, I was trying to, because, okay, speaking from experience, Chucks, I'm sure you've got...
It's the moment they land, you know what I mean? The moment they get to the airport, it's in the air. They inhale it and then the accent just changes.
Their ways.
Okay, sorry, no. All right, so from the Pommy accents to, getting it up and running in the diaspora, it's not all doom. So before we get to the exciting part, the push factors, what are some of the push factors that you think will get someone to be like, I'm out of here?
And I'm not talking about going to Dubai for 1 week and you think you've been to the diaspora.
Did you just go there?
I'm talking about actual push factors, whether it be war-torn countries or just looking for greener pastures for yourself.
True, socio-economic issues.
Exactly, exactly.
And, most people leave, very educated people, don't find their way out due to the poor, economic conditions in that country. Basically that.
I'm just liking the way you're sounding right now. You know, just basic, you know,
I've been to the diaspora, you know.
Oh, how long, Chugs? How long?
A while back.
Did you like inhale the accent there? Or?
You just felt it, didn't you?
I
Stays
did.
in for a bit.
I did. So, but there's also like a lot that goes on when people are in the diaspora, especially for black people. I don't know if it happens with you, Natasha. But before we get into that, take a look at this clip.
Watenga here mpano.
Ndatenga cement zveso. Mire. Come on. 45 here amazava. Kwagara kune 5 motikari ka. Mbrara, ndokufonera ka izvezvi ndokunovharwa manje nakomana manje bozi zvauri kuita manje anosikunzwisisa.
Chindiratidza ka receipt, dakuona receipt.
Alright. Samdara ndokufonera ka bozi network yu.
Mpana ndiratidze.
Mraona mari.
Iwe mpana
network yacho iri ku.
Ndiratidze ka receipts naye.
Ndokufonera. Chimdara.
Mama's Pop Snacks. It's Libby King and London. Mama's Pop Snacks. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Mama's Pop Snacks. Ipolato. It's Libby King and London. Mama's Pop Snacks.
Chimdara.
Sold out.
Chimdara. Show me the receipts, you know? Show me the receipts. That's what I'm saying. Show me the receipts.
There's always got to be that one person in the room that's got to spoil it for you.
Oh my goodness. So besides the one person in the room spoiling it, it's actually a factor that affects a lot of black people when they go to the diaspora. And from both ends. The one sending the money and the one receiving the money. Because the one sending the money thinks something
is happening with my money.
Something is happening with my money. 20
20
years in the UK, I'm going to come back home and find my taxi business going all proper. You come back, akuna kana taxi one. But Chucks has a bag full of those stories.
I'm still laughing about that video, you know.
That's what I'm going to.
No, not me. But the thing is, what he said, it's a little skit. It's very funny, but it's reality. It is happening. There's a lot of people.
Family con family.
That's a nice statement, though. But yes, that's what's happening. Family members overseas are sending money home, assuming that a house has been built. Or, like you said, the transportation business, a fleet of combis or some trucks, you know, waiting so that when he's done, maybe 5 years or whatever he's doing, comes back home, he wants to start a business. So he's got this mindset that my stuff is already at home. But when he gets back, it's it's another story. It's another story.
So when they do come back, then what?
We'll find them somewhere to stay.
So are you saying that from the initial part of receiving money, the plan is to crook the next person, or do they think they're going to spend it by the time the person comes back to the country?
I don't think that is the initial intention to do it, but you know, people get greedy, and I have an iPhone 6, I want an 11 Plus, you know, stuff like that.
On somebody else's money though, good earned money.
Yeah, well, it's when we find them, we will ask them, you know.
Con artists have no heart.
No, I mean, this issue touches me because it brings about the issue of black tax. Black tax is heavy, and
I've heard about this black tax. Tell me about it, please. I'm so like dying to know the full history behind black tax.
So black tax is when your salary or your earnings, your money, is demanded of you.
Demanded?
Demanded, Natasha.
From who?
From your relatives, from your immediate family, extended family. There was actually a post I saw earlier on Facebook where this woman was crying. Achiti, guys, black tax yandikwadza. I have a good job. My life is going well. I'm a single parent. I'm raising my kids well, but black tax, what to do? I'm trying to build myself.
Is there no grace period, like a week, a month, you know, so you guys can get yourself like you know, like what do they say? Like make sure you concrete
Like you're stable?
before, yeah,
No,
before
grace
giving
period
black.
for who? We sent you to the diaspora. Uzoyithumela leyo mali. You will send it. And it's within months. It's within months. Washika and it's the phone is ringing. Mtanami, mali yangubo. Hey, mali yashugela. Hey, the money for this gumbe zirar ningi. You know, like I understand you have to say thank you to those that have helped you, but every month, when will I grow? When will my life be okay?
True story. Very true. But, you know, I believe that, you know, you always take care of the hand that raised you.
Yeah, every month.
It depends how things are back home.
Thank you. It depends.
Well, we call it gratuity.
Oh, that's nice.
My brother's in America. You know, we said, okay, give yourself time to grow, build, you know, get stable. And then if you want, it's not like we want it exactly, but if you want to send home a couple hundred, you know, it's appreciate. We would appreciate it.
Yeah.
But we would never say, give it to us. Never.
That's
You know, we call it gratuity. Yeah.
I did hear a bit of a sore point in your voice, though, talking about black tax.
Shah, that's a story for another day. Let's
True story.
Let's carry this on.
There isn't only black tax to worry about. I would honestly say, you know, people that move to that live in the diaspora, move out of the country, need to worry about other things as well. Like, what happens when you die? Repatriation. We don't want any of this GoFundMe page.
Yes.
You know?
And them a GoFundMe, I wonder. Hey, they're just. Have you seen some of these GoFundMes?
I've seen some of them are ridiculous. Like, we want a car, we want this. And you're like, that's not a necessity. It's not necessary. You know, like health-wise, I'd understand. Like, that.
Yeah, like what you mentioned, Natasha, that with the repatriation issue, people need time to plan.
True story.
Those things.
I would also say, you know, no offense to the black culture, but if you take it to the Western route, you know, usually I've seen this happen, you know, go set up a FundMe page, or people putting, I think they call it ganzats, to bring a body back home, and it's so expensive. If you look at
Ganzat, did you hear that? Ganzats.
it's actually so expensive to bring a family member back. Whereas in the Western culture, you know, the body gets cremated, you bring it back, you just bring the ashes back, you know. So it's something to look into. It's something that maybe we need to change our mindset to.
Yeah, definitely. And then you've got the challenges that you face when you are in this foreign land.
Definitely.
You know, you face racism,
Xenophobia.
Oh, it's like
that one is a big
that just
one.
made my skin crawl a little bit. I couldn't even speak proper English. Made my skin crawl a little bit. But it's not all doom and gloom when people move into the diaspora. We also have success stories. We're going to take a look at Kutsime Corner as we hear some of the stories of people living in the diaspora. We'll be right back.
Ndishayira kuti ndibude mughetto inyaya yemukana because inozowa mughetto hamuna mukana wana imweya yekuti nongoda mukana kana wemagraft kana mukana yegwazi chichisaini vanangoti hama zimene dasi UK vanangobaya vanangotanga tongopinda gwazi ndatopinda magraft zvese bolato but ndikangoti machallenges andakasangana nawo angangori standard machallenges emweya yekuti like zvinofanira kuti kuno kana usangana driving notodiwa mabasa akawanda driving chisama machallenges angangoti ma-standard challenges ekuti udakutiraya kuregister zvinhu chichi national insurance numbers and chi but yanga isiri danger sterek and then things zvandakaita zvinomakisa I think zvawanda I think because those culture nyowanawana culture chibritish nyowana although zvedu isu saijutwa kunge tiri guda chibritish tiri mughetto but mandakuziva kunotobaanazvinoti mana chibritish atogona because zvakanoti kuno tea chaiyo kana uri pagraft uri muoffice uchibika tea haungoendi wangongobika tea yako wega utodzoka uchirwa cup yako yetea wega mai unofanira kutobikira vanhu vese uchibvunza munhu wese kuti do you want a cup tea do you want a cup tea mai rini maighetto kuti ndaingopinda ndakabata kakapu kangu ketea but mai pandakazoudzwa mai nevanhu kunzi usadaro vanhu vanyara singade but yeah, I mean, I culture zvakatosiyana wana because kunongo vanhu vacho vari polite saka ndotanga kutodzidza mweya kuti excuse me please thank you pese ukatenga kana mushop even ukatenga kana domasi unofanira kutoudza munhu kuti thank you chichi saka izvo zvamati asati azvijaira manje ghetto manje because ghetto pamusika ukatenga madomasi akashoma kuudza munhu pamusika kuti thank you unongorowa pasi but handadza zvawanda but and then in terms of in terms of first job randakaita ranga riri, it was a short film. That's very first job randakaita. And then in terms of kudzoka padena asanda kudzoka because daughter munogara nyika dzimwe dzakawanda ndirumbofunga ndinotombogara Canada chichi saka amgedo asanda kudzoka zvekudaro.
Welcome back. That was Rufara Kaseke, based in the UK, and he is a filmmaker. Why am I talking like this? I think I just...
I don't know.
I don't know. I just heard UK and...
Please tell us why you're talking like that.
Story for another day,
All
Natasha. Hey, we won't finish. But he did raise some valid points, and the one I picked up was the culture shock for him. Not really a culture shock, but a culture appreciation. He did mention that... hanakukura achiziva kuti thank you kugeto, you know, unongotenga tomatoes and then you just go, right?
That comment confused me quite a bit because I'm so used to hearing that pamsoroi to the point where I even want to say pamsoroi when I'm about to eat, you know. We I teach gay. We are mwana wangu, come eat. I always hear that, and that's, you know, something that I've always been taught is please and thank you. And I hear it on a daily basis, so I'm a bit confused.
No, the thank you aspect is there, but it's coming from, we won't really say the words thank you.
Okay.
So they have like a slang to it?
Slang, sharp, bo, sharp.
I heard him say bo, but he didn't say bo.
Bolato. Or thanks, Sha.
Yeah, I
But
caught
the
that
thank you, Chuck is going...
No, sometimes they just whistle. And they're done.
Whistle.
It's like, I can't whistle.
What's up with guys not being able to whistle? All right, Chucks is going to take us to a commercial break, and we'll be right back to talk about cultural differences when living in the diaspora. All right, so we are talking culture differences or cultural differences when moving to or when living in the diaspora. I'm talking from raising the kids to dating, marriage, and religion as well. But I'm going to focus on raising the kids because I'm a mother of two. Natasha, you're also a mother. So here's Natasha. She's moved to the UK with her kids. And then little Hannah says to you, silly mommy.
And then I'm meant to respond and be like, Hannah, go to the naughty corner now.
Yes.
And she'll be like, okay, mommy.
Okay, and they really go to the naughty.
You think she'll say okay? Don't they have attitude?
No. Right?
Yeah.
So picture the same scenario, but you're back here in Zim. Hannah says to you, silly mommy.
Come here with that eye. She already knows that eye. She's already apologizing.
I wish that was that easy in my household. My mother smacked me on time.
Like
she didn't talk to me. She said, no, look at me. No.
Yeah, so that's where my little, like my skin crawls when it comes to cultural differences when raising the kids. There's parents who are having the cops called on them. My mother just bit me. And I'm thinking, what? You call the cops on your mother?
Never.
Because
it's actually very common.
because you did something wrong, then you get disciplined.
It's very, very common.
Well, I'll stick to Africa, thanks.
You'll stick to Africa. Amongst other cultural challenges that people face, there's also the aspect of relationships. And I know you were quite vocal about it.
It's actually so bad to the point where someone will come up to you and say, you know, I know you have British status or whatever status that they're after. Can I marry you just for that? Can we fake it? Just for citizenship. Just for citizenship.
For the green card. And a green card. So they will make an arrangement.
I do think that the authorities caught on to this, and now they actually ask for proof, like how long have you been dating, you know, travel proof, photo evidence. They actually go onto your social media page. You underestimate social media. They go onto your social media page and see how long you had been posting with this person you're getting married to. So
to make sure it's legit. Okay.
Correct.
Interesting.
No, so picture yourself, Kanisha, you've moved abroad and you find a boyfriend there, and you know he's loving you, you're loving him, and then he's like, I saw Natasha and I think I like her, and you're like, yeah, no, it's cool, you can date both of us.
Yeah, they're very liberal, for want of English. You know, they're very liberal daters, and I'm just very rural in my culture.
Very
you know.
Zimbabwean.
Don't tell me you guys are
don't.
talking of open relationships.
Open relationships, different situationships as well.
I'll take you all to the red table.
Please do, because it's actually a big issue in the diaspora with this open relationship thing, and they seem very comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I just have
It's a no for me.
I just have questions on that though. But
It's a bit messy, untidy, and unethical for me.
No, all right. So coming up next, Honey Boo Boo, where are we going?
We are going to get a load of this with facts from around the world. Now, get a load of this, guys. The United Arab Emirates has the highest share of foreign-born people, 84% of its population.
And it has been estimated that 3.4 million Zimbabweans, which represent a quarter of the country's population, have left Zimbabwe, making this country one of the largest contributors of immigrants in Southern Africa.
Now get a load of this. According to the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, an estimated 1 billion from the diaspora is remitted to Zimbabwe through informal channels every year.
And lastly, research has shown that the United Kingdom is home to the most diverse immigrant community in the world.
Welcome back. It is Kutsime as Hlanganeni. Let's chat. So we saw their stories in terms of living in the diaspora, how they managed to fit in, what they struggled with, and those embarrassing moments. But now we want to take a look at some success stories, because you know what? There are some who really go out there to work their fingers to the bone, and they do have something to show for it. We've got the likes of
Brian Nira representing us really well. Kim Jade, we see you. We definitely see you.
And we've got Danai Gurira. We saw her on Black Panther, Wakanda. And we also have Marvelous Nakamba. And I know as I'm saying this, there's a little girl who is blushing. Hi, Audrey.
So we also have Tendai Mtawarira, also known as the Beast on the rugby field, representing us very well, as well as Chiedza Mende.
And a well-known lady, Jackie Mgido, formerly known as Volt Cosmetics, but now she has rebranded to Jackie Mgido Cosmetics. Take a look.
Hello everybody, my name is Jackie Mugita. For all those that don't know, I'm the owner of Volt Cosmetics, also known as Jackie Mugita worldwide. So I started the brand in Zimbabwe about 10 years ago, and we have expanded. Now we're in Europe, we are in America as well. And one of the questions that I was asked by the ladies was, how is it that we are still going on during this pandemic? And what I want to say is the reason why I keep investing in Zimbabwe is, one, I am Zimbabwean, and it is my duty to invest in my country, because when everything happens, you just want to go back home, you know. And the other thing is, I've always been taught by my parents that, you know what, if you leave Zimbabwe, that doesn't mean you're not Zimbabwean anymore. It is your blessing that you come back and also bless people at home. 10 years ago, I made the decision that I wanted to create jobs and completely change how people look at art and how they look at makeup. And I can proudly say that Volt Cosmetics came into Zimbabwe and completely changed how women looked at themselves and how women looked at makeup, and also how men perceived makeup.
Thank you so much, Jackie Mgido. Guys, you can see there's a lot that can happen when you settle in the diaspora. When you put your mind to it, you can tell, this is what I'm doing, and I'm sticking to it. Earlier today, before we filmed this episode, we had a little chat with Tongai Arnold Chirisa, based in LA, waving the Zimbabwean flag ever so high in Hollywood. From Studio 263 to the big screens in Hollywood, guys. What a success story. Take a listen.
What's up, ladies? Y'all looking very, very beautiful this morning.
Thank you.
You're all in white. Hallelujah. Oh, y'all look like the Charlie's Angels vibe right now. What's going on?
Exactly. Like we got this on lock.
So
Don't
jealous.
miss. Don't miss. Don't miss. All right, so we just want to find out from you. So today we were talking about living in the diaspora, and we want to know your journey from when you left Zim and how you ended up in Hollywood, man.
Yo, that story, man. Are you sure you have the time for this?
We got all day.
My God.
Well, not really all day. We got like 3 minutes left, but yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
Man, yeah, okay. That's it's a loaded question, but I will try to simplify it. I left Zim 2006, and I went to film school in South Africa. Got a scholarship thanks to, I call them Madam Nakai Matema, and oh gosh, she's going to kill me. She's Nakai and from the Zimbabwe Film Festival. Oh gosh, forgive me if I've forgotten the name. We might have
If they're watching, I'm sure
anyway,
like they know that.
Yeah, it'll come. But through their help, I was able to get a scholarship to go to film school in South Africa. Moved out there 3 years, but while I'm in film school, I was auditioning for stuff. Started doing my first commercial as a KFC commercial. And then, did a couple of other things, voiceover work. And then obviously the big one was Mr. Bones, and right after that, I booked another TV show called Crusoe, which was shooting in South Africa. And I was very fortunate that when they were like, okay, we need to go and do promotion for this show, they were like, you're coming with us to New York. I was like, oh, okay, New York, I'm feeling this. And I was like, but wait.
Were you prepared to leave though?
Huh?
Were you prepared to leave? Was that in the plan, or you wanted to be in SA?
No, I literally thought that my career was going to be in SA. But I was fortunate when I did come out to New York, we did the press junket. But then I was like, man, since I'm in the States, let me go to LA because that's where Hollywood, I just want to see it. So I flew out. Didn't know anybody. And then a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend was just like, hey, this guy is in town. Like, maybe can you give him a couch to sleep on? And that's exactly what happened. But this friend knew a South African actress that was actually at film school in LA. And he was like, yo, y'all need to connect. I was like, okay, whatever, cool. So we went for lunch, for dinner, and she pretty much convinced me that she was like, look, you've got a TV show on national TV in America. This is your time to actually move over here. But I'm like, guy, I'm like the flyest thing in South Africa right now. I'm the hot ticket. You know what I mean? Why should I go? Like Rumbi Katedza. Sorry, Madam Rumbi. That was the other name. Like it just.
There we go. It came.
Yo, she was going to kill me. Yo, anyway. So she literally sat me down. She's like, hey, so tell me, how much did you make for this show? And I'm thinking like, man, I'm making US dollar, like, so I was like, just like 15 G's or something at the time. So I'm like, I'm in there. Then she's like, you do realize that you should have made, she's like 15,000. For how many episodes? I was like 10 episodes, like this whole season. She's like, okay. Then she's like, you do realize that if you were working in America, in the union here, you should have been making 15,000 an episode.
Okay, we are moving to America.
Are you serious?
We're moving.
Please give us your couch to sleep on.
Please give us your couch to sleep on.
Yo, listen, y'all don't understand. My jaw, my eyes popped out my sockets. I pulled out my hair. I was like, you're lying. She's like, this is the difference between working in SA versus working in America. Next day, I called up the head of casting for NBC. I was like, guys, set me up a couple of meetings. I need to know what's good out here. They did that, met with six agents, and out of the 6, only 1 was like, I want to work with you. So I came back home. This was like 2008, December, did the paperwork, and by April 2009, I was back in the States.
Till now. And you're doing quite well, hey?
Hey, by the grace of God.
Oh, wow.
Grace of God.
Did
like,
you hear
I'm
that? Did you?
always surprised. Like, I pinch myself, guys, when I'm on set working with some of these names that I grew up watching on TV. Like, in my head, I'm like, like, I'm just flabbergasted. But it's just the goodness of God. Like, I mean, like I'm saying, I've definitely super cut this into but the journey itself has been nothing short of a miracle. Like, you know, I can't say that I did it myself, because this is all God. And what you see and the stuff that's happening now in 2020, man, it's been a blessing. Like, I'm looking at the person who's me, and I'm like, wow, that guy's got it good. I'm just like, wait a minute, this is you, bro. Like,
wow.
Hey guys, no. Kwataka Vamanaga Studio 2. Y'all need to understand Kwataka Basha.
I was about to get there. I was watching one of your episodes on the Jim Gaffigan show and comparing it to what you were doing as detective on on Studio 263. The part that you play as a priest, is that your true reflection as Tongai outside the acting? Would you say you're a spiritual person? Oh,
I'm Team Jesus all the way, man. Like, it was him that literally told me that. The scripture that he told me when I was leaving Zimbabwe, it was like, I'm going to take you to a land that's full of milk and honey. You know, and that was my scripture that I held on to and I knew that he was talking about South Africa. You know, and even when I made the transition, when I came to New York the first time, when I was walking the streets of New York, I remember saying this to God verbatim. I was like, Lord, this land is good. And he's like, do you like this land? I was like, yeah. And then it's like, all right, I'll bring you back. And then I'm like, okay, Lord, if this is you, all I need is at least one person to say, I'll take you under my wing. Okay, now that's why I'm saying, like, and when this man emailed me to say, I will take you, he was the only person that responded. And that's all I needed before I headed back to South Africa to actually start the process of getting my passport and my visa. And I'll tell you now, to this day, he's still my manager. This man believed in me so much that for my first 2 years in America, I lived in this man's Hollywood house, rent-free.
Wow. What are some of the challenges that you faced, like with the initial move and getting your name known in the Hollywood circles? What are some, like the hardest, like where you were like, Ndabo?
I think it was waiting and learning that what God was doing outside of the career. And so while I was desperate to be on set, he was like, no, I need to fix you from the inside out. Seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and then to my niceties. Once you get this right, me and you, that you're no longer swayed by a check or a job or this and that. And once he broke that down in me, for me to realize like some things are not worth pursuing. I've turned down jobs that I was just like, this could be amazing for a career, but is it a reflection of me? No. And I'm cool because it's not changing anything as to where I'm at right now. So that was a really tough one, just transitioning, because I remember I was parking cars for almost 2 years.
You were parking cars?
Parking cars as
Can
a
you
valet
whistle
attendant.
for me? Can you whistle for me? Like Zoom,
Hey.
like Zoom type parking cars.
No, it's not like that, but you know what I mean? Like,
Let's start from the Zim. No, wait. Like we will work it up. Let's start from Zim style parking car, and then you show us the LA, Hollywood.
I wouldn't know how to do the Zim style because I never parked cars in Zimbabwe.
A good conversation is enjoyed and appreciated over time. Kutsime Extra is the platform where we talk a whole lot more. Catch Kutsime Extra every Tuesday on our Facebook page. Kutsime, asihlanganeni. Let's chat.
Initially, we came here to study with the hope of going back to Zimbabwe. But after we finished our studies, my husband was studying and I was supporting him. We made a decision to stay here primarily because of the economic situation. That was the main reason. It was a purely economic decision for us to stay in the UK. The major challenges that we faced were loneliness. It's so lonely here. I missed my family. Grew up in a big family with 5 siblings, lots of relatives, in an environment where I knew everyone. We grew up in the same streets, in the same neighborhood. We all knew each other. But coming here, we were very isolated, staying in different parts. And yeah, that was one of the biggest challenges that I faced. One of the most embarrassing things was trying to act as if I know. So, you know, we did care work when we first came. I did care work and I didn't know things like what's a sluice, what's this, but I was too embarrassed to ask, so pretending to know and then taking the things to the wrong things, like taking a bedpan. I said, take it to the sluice. Me, I took it to the kitchen. You know, I didn't know what things were. I didn't, you don't know and you try and act as if you know and try and wing it, but it was so embarrassing. So yeah, there's a lot of embarrassing moments there. My first job was delivering leaflets. We had to deliver hundreds of leaflets in the peak of winter with my husband, and we went street after street delivering these leaflets, and then it became cold, and we ended up throwing them in the bin. But for all this work we did, we were just paid £7. Yeah, and then care jobs, so many different jobs. One of the biggest challenges as well was trying to fit into my career and go back into law. Eventually I did it. We thank God for that, but yeah, it was very challenging. And finally, would I go back to live in Zim? I would love to, you know. I go back often to visit and I would like to spend a lot more time there, but just probably between Zimbabwe and England. We've got ties here. England is now home. You know, when I come back from Zim and come back to England, I think, oh, thank goodness I'm home. But when I go to Zimbabwe and reach the airport, I think, oh, I'm home. So everywhere is home. You are a person now with 2 homes. So I would love to spend more time in both places. Yeah. So cheers. Thank you.
Hello, greetings. My name is Plot Marco and I'm a creative entrepreneur as well as a journalist. I'm working and living in Germany for the past 4 years. I left Zimbabwe for 2 main reasons, both push and pull factors. On the push factor, I was looking at the economy in Zimbabwe, which was starting to go bad with the introduction of the bond notes and everything that was happening around 2015. And I started thinking of prospects outside the country where I could better my life, where I could learn new things, gain better experiences, and also be able to support my family. On the pull factor, my partner had already left the country, so we had to leave so that we can be with family together. And one of the biggest challenges that I faced after relocating to Germany was the language. I had to adjust, I had to learn the language, which is the passport to everything, because everything that you do here, you have to know the language, be it social, be it economical, be it creative-wise. You have to be able to understand the language. And my first job, I think my first job was in the creative arts. I'd already started working here before I even moved. So I'd traveled around Europe touring with different production companies before. So ultimately when I moved, I had to look for a job in the creative arts. We started making productions, but I also worked for design agencies as a graphic designer for 2 agencies actually. And as far as culture shock, I think one of the biggest culture shock that I've faced is how people are socialized. People are socialized differently. So in Zimbabwe, you can easily knock on somebody's door and just pop up and there you are and you can just interact. But here you have to make appointments on almost everything. And on the buses, on the trains, people are generally quiet, nobody speaks to the other. And for me, that was really a culture shock. Prospects of coming back home, yes, definitely. I hope to come back home. I hope things are going to get better, and I'll contribute my part so that Zimbabwe can be a better place. But I'm definitely hoping to be back home sometime.
Hi, this is Dimitri of Dimitri and the Scarecrow, Zimbabwean musician, poet, writer, producer. Out here, currently based in Uganda after having lived in Sudan and did a short stint in Kenya. I have been living in Sudan for just a little over 2 years now. The reasons why I moved out here, well, for personal ones, I always wanted to travel. I've always had travel in my heart, and it's always been a desire. But obviously on a more realistic level, the pursuit of opportunity, looking for a place whereby you can manage to find your niche.
So guys, I feel that was like a jam-packed episode. I learned a lot personally, like even if you're going to go to the diaspora, go out there and make yourself known. Make yourself a success story.
Yeah, get up and do something. Don't just, okay. Definitely. Yeah. What was your take?
I like how people always think, you know, the grass is greener on the other side. But I'm sure in most of the videos we saw that people actually did face challenges. So a point to take is the grass is only greener where you water it.
Amen. Chuck Gnosis, what was your take on, why are you looking at us like that? We look gorgeous.
Always, always.
What was your take on today's topic?
There's a good side and a bad side to it, of course. The bad side being that, you know, somebody goes all the way to the UK, you know, works their back off, sends money back home, hoping and assuming that family is doing what he wants them to do, you know, build a house, start a business, but it's not always the case. There are some cases where the house is actually built, you know what I mean? Not as big as you wanted it, but it's there, you know, and then the cars, maybe combis, but you get these little tiny ones. But at the end of the day, it's not a bad thing, you know, we can all go to the diaspora, depending on what we want to go and do that side. Yeah. Success stories that we saw in the first and second segment, and I might take it on. I mean, in the era of COVID right now, when the floodgates do open, I might just find myself going to experiment and have this experience for myself.
Okay, you must let us know how that goes, because yeah.
How.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Kutsime. Aslanganeni, let's chat. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section and also on our pages. Remember to comment, like, and share, and also to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kutsime. Until next time.